Today's gonna be a little bit different of a video. I need to put on makeup because I don't want to look like this like for an entire video, but like I guess if you're watching me do my makeup, that's better. I don't know. I'm not really used to just like sitting here and talking, but I want to do that today. Some of my favorite YouTubers have been advertising this thing called BetterHelp. It's like an app or like a web service. It's really, really cool. You should check it out. This is not sponsored, I'm just saying. But because of that, they've kind of talked a little bit about their anxiety. I need to do that. One of my biggest problems with YouTube is like my confidence. I don't know, feeling like I'm being myself. And a big part of who I am in my life is like my anxiety, and I don't want it to be, but that it like dictates who I am and how I act and how good I am at posting and, you know, interacting with the human world. Like one day I'll post on Instagram and be like, hey guys, like send me something, respond to this if, and then like I'll go 4 days just like looking at the responses I get and not functioning well enough to be able to respond to them. I want it to be understood that like I'm not ignoring you, like I'm not trying to be rude, like I go days at a time where like I can and then, you know, can't function as a normal being in society. Like, and I know that for a lot of people this probably doesn't make any sense. I hope that me explaining my anxiety, I call it my anxiety so much, like I focus it with that word because I think that I want to give it the power to only be a word. I don't want it to have the power of the feeling that it gives me. So I say my anxiety a lot. So my anxiety makes me feel a certain way. My anxiety sucks. It controls my life. My hope talking about this video is like for people to understand that they're not alone, because like for a very long time in my life I very much thought that I was alone in everything that I was feeling. I struggle also with depression, and so I really thought that I was the only one that valued myself so little. There was not a second that I wasn't worried that I didn't look good enough or I wasn't acting the right way. And I mean, this started in like 5th, 6th grade. You know, you start to realize that there is a social aspect to everything you do. And then from there, it was like this building, you have to act a certain way or else people won't like you. Is it obvious? I'm on YouTube. It's important to me that people like me because I want to be nice to other people, and if someone thinks I'm not nice, then I haven't been nice enough, and then I need to go out and fix that and be a better person. I don't want to be, no one wants to be disliked. So I was very hyper aware of that, not necessarily in doing certain things to get people to like me, but worrying about if the way I acted made people like or dislike me. I think it very much dictated the way that I expressed myself as a person. Is the person that I am enough for other people to like me? I hope that this makes sense. I hope that this is relatable to one person, not because I want you to be feeling this pain, but because I want you to understand that you're not alone. I've experienced a lot between middle school and now even, and that was when I feel like your anxiety kind of changes, or like the kind of panic attacks that you have change depending on who you are and like the responsibilities that you take upon yourself. How am I going to be able to take care of myself in the future? How can I love other people better? How can I be a better person? Then all this anxiety came back to me, like I need to do well in school. I need to be nice to people. Like I need to give back to everyone. And then slowly but surely, as I was working so much to help other people and be a better person, I took care of myself so little, and I just became what I am now, which is a ball of anxiety and sadness and disapproval of my existence. I wish I loved myself more. All I want is to love myself more, because the more that you love yourself, the more that you can love other people, and so I'm working on that. It's the process. It's so much because it controls your life. Everyone I know in my life has been so good at loving me through my anxiety and through my depression and through my panic attacks and through my self-harm. I would not be able to have done this alone. My faith plays into this a lot in keeping me going. It's crazy to think that I'm even still alive. I used to, you know, it was impossible for me to imagine me being older. I figured that I'd be dead by now. I could not imagine myself being older, and here I am older, but still struggling with these same things. And it's like, I figured that if I was this age, I would be through it. Like, I'm an adult. I'm still a teenager, but I'm an adult. I've experienced a lot of things that has made me question my womanhood, that has made me question my sexuality, that has made me question who I am and what I belong to. There was anxiety from the way that I was raised, and I felt so inferior already. I was like, if my past is already so much lesser than theirs, how can I ever feel equal to other people? I hope my mom watches this video and is like, wow, she's recording this on the camera that she bought me. So thank you, by the way. I love this camera and everything that it's done for me. YouTube has been an amazing thing for me because I can just be myself, and I love editing, and so being able to be myself on camera and then edit that in a way that is at least, you know, somewhat entertaining is really fun for me, because I can be like, wow, I don't suck that much. But like, I mean, obviously I still do. That's why no one likes me. But so here we are sitting in front of a camera because of my love for content and creating, and then this thing that I struggle with and exists in my life every day. I want to be able to use YouTube in the way that I love it, to be able to influence people that are struggling with the same things as me, to make them feel better about themselves, to make them understand that they're not alone. Because I feel like that's things that we always hear. It's like, you're not alone. The things that you struggle with, you're not the only one that struggles with them. But like, just because you hear that doesn't mean that you believe it. And I didn't believe it for a very long time. And I mean, like, it's not necessarily a good feeling to know that other people hurt, but it's a good thing to know that I'm not alone. It's great to know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's great to know that the things I'm struggling with, I cannot feel alone in, so that I can relate to other people and grow with other people, to be able to be liberated and be able to be your own person and love the things that you love and do the things that you do without any restraint in your brain. It's crazy. Yes, I only have one hand painted because I can't paint. I can only paint with my right hand, not my left. So I struggle with anxiety and depression and ADD and OCD. And so, I mean, like, these letters, these words don't really have any meaning, but they're a way to be able to define the things that I struggle with. You know, whether it's having to, you know, count a certain number on both of my hands before it's okay that I stop. It's when, if I can't draw a straight line, I'll do it 1,000 times over again until I'm erasing my paper so much that the paper just tears. It's feeling frustrated when I don't understand something to the point where I cry, whether it's in class or just like a basic social construct. It's thinking about your past and not only being thoughtful, but nervous, scared, anxious of the future always. Everything that you do impacts that. And of course, it's important to be wary of the things that you do now and how they impact your future, but I mean every single movement. It's terrifying. Like, what will this video do for me in 5 years? Will it mean nothing? Will they stop me from being able to get a job? Will this is me in all of my glory. I am just damaged and sad. I'm joyful, but I'm sad. I'm joyful because I love life, but I'm sad because I hate myself. I used to not be able to open my blinds. Not because I was lazy and didn't want to get out of bed and walk across the room. It was because I didn't want light. I didn't want to be able to exist. I felt that being in the dark closed me in and kept me safe. Not socializing with people, not eating, not moving, not showering. Like, I thought that that was keeping me safe because I was just there. I was just existing. But existing is not living. And it's so important to be living, like, to live life. I'm an 18-year-old girl and I want to experience life, and I go back and forth between wanting everything in this world and pursuing it and wanting nothing to do with it. But like, I realized that in order to be able to enjoy this life and to be the person that I'm meant to be, I have to be able to pursue and live and grow and not hide, because I can't keep doing that. I struggled with self-harm all throughout middle and high school. I used to have panic attacks like every day. I wasn't medicated until my junior year of high school. Even if I felt fine, all of a sudden my chest would just get really tight. It's like I knew that everything was okay, but it felt like it didn't, and so my body couldn't stop. And then one leads to another, and the next thing you know, your girl's having a full-blown panic attack. Hurting me is inevitable. Is my anxiety inevitable? Is the way that I feel not something I can heal from? Is it something that I will never be able to live with? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I can't even explain how uncomfortable I feel sitting here talking to a camera about how I hate myself. It's how I'm expressing myself. It feels personal in the hopes that someone on the other side of this camera is listening to what I'm saying and being like, I understand it now. Or I realize that I'm not alone now. where I realized that I struggle with the same thing. How do you get through that? How do you get through these panic attacks? How do you deal with the loss of a loved one? How do you deal with not wanting to get out of bed? How can I live and do the things that I want to do? I want to live and do the things that I want to do. I don't just want to sit here and try to make other people happy. I mean, making other people happy is important, but in order for me to be the person that I am supposed to be, I have to go out and do the things that I am destined to do. I'm not saying that it's not good to care about people, but to worry about people all the time, it's unreasonable, and I really need to stop. I have like almost like physical allergic reactions when I have panic attacks. There are little bumps on my hands that are maybe about, you know, the size of an ant bite, but they grow whenever I get anxious, and then they'll stay for about a week and a half, and they're super painful, and they just cover my hands. I hope that people that are in my life watch this and don't think that this is gonna be a really bad idea, because I hope as me being able to talk about it, I can feel more free. I hope that when someone sees me, I can just hand them this and be like, bear with me. That should be my life slogan. Bear with me. I'm weird, this is not normal. How do I fix this? That's really it for this video. I just wanted to talk about this, and I feel like I did a really bad job. We'll see how this goes. Thanks so much for listening to me. Subscribe if you want, and like this if this helped you whatsoever. And if it didn't, please don't dislike it because it'll hurt my feelings. But if you want to like DM me and tell me that I suck, I get a lot of those a day anyways because I'm like bisexual and Christian, so it doesn't really matter, honestly. It's just another one of those DMs. That's the tea, sis.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Do I trust? I'm probably not. I think that you're probably fried. I think that my brain is fried.
Scotty, Sire, I love you. Your video made me want to do this, and Carly and Erin, and everyone else that has been using BetterHelp, Cody Co. Not that any of you are ever gonna watch this, but this is just a shout out to my favorite YouTubers. Yeah, go follow them or subscribe, whatever. Bye.